Welcome, Arjan Kooistra. The stage is yours.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me properly? Perfect. I want to ask you all a question. Have you ever had that moment where someone asked you a question, it was a personal question or maybe an ethical question, and you just didn't know what to say? You brushed it away like, or maybe you just said, yeah. This moment is what I call a moment where you weren't sure what your values were. You didn't know what you stand for, what you stood for at that moment. Values are the thing that define you in the moment that you are. When I am talking with someone and that person is open to me and kind and honest, that is all the values that I appreciate. And I can assure you I will have a click. But if that same person is not honest, but I feel a certain dishonesty there, I will know why I don't like that person. I will be able to tell him, okay, I feel like maybe you're not honest with me. Is this true or is this not true? But if I would not know what I stood for, honestly, then I also would not have been able to tell that person why I felt that way. Why I thought, What you stand for, your values, are something that you will discover throughout your life, but it's very difficult to find out exactly what it is. Because if you look up a value list on the internet, you will find hundreds and hundreds of words, and every situation is different. But if you start discovering what these core values that you possess are, then it becomes easy to say yes. It becomes easy to say no. And you will know why. If you have a value which is, well, paradoxical, this gives you a very strange situation. For example, when I invite guests to my house, I have this feeling like I want to socialize, I want to be happy, let's do things together. And then there's the problem, that I was raised with a value which is really core to myself, and I can't let it go, that I am a host. So I will give people drinks, I will give them food, but I won't be able to socialize with them. Not very well, at least. And this paradox in values made me realize that I should address this. I went to my friends halfway in the evening and I asked them, all right, do you need anything? After all that was done, of course. Then I asked, do you actually appreciate when I do these kind of things? And most of them told me, yeah, I didn't even notice. I could have grabbed it myself. In this paradox, I found out if I can get a certain response, which is, oh, it's okay, let it go, then I can actually do that. But without knowing why I felt this way, I would not have been able to do this. These values are something that are slowly etched inside of you. And I believe that through proper questions, by proper reflecting, by looking back and to what happened. So maybe you had an argument with a friend of yours. Maybe that person was, let's say, asking things that you thought were stupid. Why? That's terrible to say. But if it is not aligned with what you feel, what you think, then you can understand why you feel bad or think that it is stupid, or, well, at least not something that you like. Knowing this, you can decide not to talk about that. Knowing that these are the kind of values that I stand for, and these are the ones that I do not. But it's very easy to say, I stand for this, and I'm a perfect human being because I can do that. No. To do these kind of things, to stand for something, you not only need to know but you also have to have a habit of knowing and doing these kind of things. And habits are, well, according to ethics of existence from Joop Domen, excuse me, it is something that you slowly etch inside of your life. You make a sort of kind of statue, which are your habits, and you slowly become this person that you want to be by using your values, by having them, and by following them as a habit. Another one of the most beautiful things that habits are, it becomes so relaxing to be able to do these kind of things. Once you have a habit, it doesn't cost you any energy to do it. If anyone here has a habit that they can do, a morning ritual, running, eventually, after a while that you've been trying and you felt, oh, should I go, should I go? It becomes normal. You wake up and you go. And it feels great. Habits, strangely enough, also give you a feeling of happiness. Finding out what to do with your habits is also the thing that makes you the person that you are. Because if you do, for example, maybe someone knows this behavior, procrastinating your assignments. You have actually taught yourself, if I procrastinate long enough, then I will feel so much stress that I'll just do it. And that's wonderful. And look at where I am now. I've achieved all of this by procrastinating. And that's a wonderful strategy. But if you want it to be different, you slowly change your behavior by taking an alternative, by doing something different. It doesn't mean that you cannot procrastinate anymore. That's a wonderful way. But maybe it's an idea to make an extra deadline. Habits are something that you shouldn't push them. Because I think from my, let's say, my entire youth, not that I'm so old now, but I have always tried to do everything at once. I thought, you know what? I should always do my work in time, and exercise, and eat healthy, and that, and that, and that, and I'm going to start today, and tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and I'm going to keep going. It sadly doesn't work that way. If you give yourself too much, eventually you cannot keep up, because it costs so much energy. It hasn't become a habit just yet. So up until that point, you're straining yourself. However, what you can do is something that I love to teach people, which is do 1 or 2 things a day. It's to give yourself an incentive not to do something randomly, like, oh yeah, I feel like I should be doing this, so let's do this. Oh, but I could also do that. That's also doing things, but it's not planned. So it will not become a habit, but it will become a habit to do things randomly. If you instead decide to maybe do it at 12 or at 6 to start doing something, I'm going to, I don't know, read an article at 12. Then eventually, after you've done that for, say, a week, 2 weeks, around 12, even if you don't look at your watch, you will feel, oh, I feel like reading. Good habits will come eventually. But take it easy. Take a few steps at a time. I love doing it with 3 things a day, and it took me a while to get there. If you can teach yourself to do 1 thing every day at around the time range from 12 to 3, and you have a to-do list, your to-do list will be gone in 2 weeks. That to-do list that was there for 4 or 5 months. Then suddenly it's gone. And you think, wow, how did I do that? It's decisive work. It's a habit. And this habit will not only make you happy, but once you've done this small thing, your self-esteem will go up. You will be able to take bigger habits. You will be able to create yourself following the values that you know you stand for. You will be able to be that person that you want to be. And it's not easy. And I'm really sure that some people in the audience are thinking, this sounds great, but I always want to ask, try it. And what I can really recommend is don't try it alone. Do it with someone. Get a coach, get a friend, challenge yourself. And please, look at yourself. Who are you? What do you stand for? And what do you want to do? Thank you.